After the last few weeks being quiet in terms of major releases, it's about to get pretty busy for the Nintendo Switch. In today's video, I'm going to talk about ones you need to look out for and be aware of, as well as share some quick thoughts on them. So hang on, make sure to subscribe to the channel, and let's get excited for some upcoming Nintendo Switch games. Now, just before we dive in, I was counting out the number of games I have on this list, and it's 16. That is a lot from now to the beginning of April. And that's not including all the other games that's getting released. This is going to be really busy. I kinda thought it was Christmas time or something, with all the major releases and all the games coming out. As late as the Nintendo Switch is in its lifespan, it is still going very hard with all these releases, with all these new games, and it doesn't look like it's stopping anytime soon. It is a good time to still be a Nintendo Switch fan. But anyway, we're going to dive into the list here. I'm not going to try to spend too much time on each game because there's a lot to cover, and I don't want this video to be too long. So anyway, we're going to kick it off with the first game. And that game is arguably the biggest game of the month, and that is Pokémon Legends Arceus. That's coming out this Friday, January 28th. I'm really super excited for this. I have spoiled myself with the... how can I put it? The leaks. So many leaks. There's been so many leaks, and I have not had any willpower, and I've looked at it all, and even then, I am super excited for this. This is a far different Pokemon game than we're used to, and honestly, I'm all for it. You know, I do like Pokemon. You know, I do like the old school Pokemon games, but I'm excited for something different. I'm excited to take that formula into a different path. Everything I've seen has made me super excited. And yeah, the game visually maybe not completely up to par to what I would like it to be, but understanding that this is something new with all this formula and everything, even then, I am super excited for it. I'm super excited for the gameplay, and that's what I'm here for. When it comes out on Friday, I think a lot of people are going to be pleasantly surprised at how good it is. Another game that's coming out on Friday that I think a few people are sleeping on is Recode of Lodoss War, Deedlit, and Wonder Labyrinth. And if you like Symphony of the Night for PlayStation, or you like the Castlevania Advance games, or even the DS Castlevania games, this is one to look out for. This has already been released on Steam, on PC, and from everybody that I know that has played the game on PC, they absolutely love it. They say it's amazing, and it looks amazing from the gameplay. I am just so excited. Castlevania Symphony of the Night is one of my favorite games of all time. I don't know why it's not on the Nintendo Switch for whatever reason. Come on, Konami. Get off your behind. Anyway, this game looks really interesting. It's a little bit rough being released at the same time as Arceus, so it's going to take me a few days to get to this game. But when I do, I'm expecting a wonderful experience. And again, even though this is not a major boxed release, this is digital only, I really think that if you're a fan of Castlevania games, you really need to have this on your radar. Another smaller title, another indie title to look out for is OlliOlli World. That comes out on February 8th. The other OlliOlli games have been very popular with players that have played it. It is a skateboarding game. This game is actually the third in the series, and judging by the response from the Indie Direct when it was announced, this one should be a pretty popular game with players. If you played the previous games, I don't see why you shouldn't be excited for this one. And if you've not played the first two games like myself, then maybe it's time to give this a shot. This might be the biggest release yet for the series. So if you've been following along with the calendar, you are probably wondering about those Kingdom Hearts games that come out on the 10th. Well, I already made a video sharing my thoughts, and long story short, they are not good judging by the demos and the prices. You should probably pass on them even if you're a Kingdom Hearts fan. If you're curious why, check out the video. It's pretty short, like 5 to 6 minutes long, but anyway, let's go on to some other games. Look, I'll admit I am not the biggest Dynasty Warriors fan, but I know for fans of the series, They absolutely love the games and just about get every release. And there's another release coming. We have Dynasty Warriors 9 Empires coming out on February 15th. There's a lot of enemies in this game, a lot of officers and stuff. There's a humongous edit mode for this game, so for fans of the series, you're guaranteed hours and hours and hours and lots of hours of gameplay. The next released on February 17th, I'm actually shocked it took Ubisoft this long to get around to. And that is Assassin's Creed, the Ezio Collection. And that includes Assassin's Creed 2, Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, and Assassin's Creed Revelations. And every one of these games is a remastered version. I remember these games being pretty popular back in the day. I think with this release we'll actually have all the games from Assassin's Creed 2 to Assassin's Creed 4, so that's a lot. That's actually a lot of Assassin's Creed games. But anyway, if you're looking for some open world games for the Switch, this might be a collection to look out for. Platinum Games has a good track record when it comes to making games. And as many longtime viewers know now, I love me some shoot 'em ups. So when I heard Platinum Games was producing a sequel to the arcade hits Moon Cresta and Terra Cresta, you best believe I was in on word alone. This is a late join for February, announcing that it'll be out on February 22nd, but I'm definitely going to have to take some time and dive into this game. So far from the trailers and preview vids, it looks really good. And finally, for the very stacked February calendar, we have Atelier Sophie 2, the Alchemist of Mysterious Dream. I got to hand it to Koei Tecmo. They really have just mastered this series, and in each release they just get better and better on the previous release, and visually it looks very good on the Switch. If you're a JRPG fan and you've been wondering about the Atelier series, let me tell you that honestly the best way to go in is just pick a game. The newest release might be the best one to check out. What makes the series so good is the fact that it really does things different in terms of heavy emphasis on alchemy and making things, as opposed to just traditional JRPG go through the story. Yes, that is here too, but there's a heavy emphasis on just making things. But anyway, this is going to be a pretty big release for the Switch in February. But practically a week later, there is another RPG experience that you need to look out for. Triangle Strategy from Square Enix is a strategy RPG that features the art style made famous in Octopath Traveler. Square Enix has pumped a lot of money into making this game for the Switch, and this is expected to be one of the major releases of the year for the console. And it's expected to be very, very good. I mean, it's good to see Square Enix finally take another crack at strategy RPGs. It's been a long time. I did like the demo, but they have adjusted things since then, so we'll see how it goes. But yeah, RPG fans, it's going to be busy. But wait, there's more. Yes, the .hack GU Last Recode is coming to the Nintendo Switch. It includes the 3 games from the series combined together for the platform. This is kind of a late release for the Switch. I mean, it originally came out in 2017 for the other consoles, so this is like 5 years later, but the Switch finally gets it. These are good action RPGs, and honestly, the Switch is great for RPGs in general, so you get to take these on the go. It's the only platform outside from, Steam Deck where you can take it on the go, take the game on the go. But yeah, you get 3 games here in a one package. If you've never played them before, check them out. Comes out on March 10th. Here's a game I'm kind of shocked that Square Enix is making a sequel to, Chocobo GP, a sequel to Chocobo Racing from PlayStation. This was a surprise, a shocker when this got announced. This game looks like so much fun, such a joy to play. There's a bunch of Final Fantasy characters here too, including ones from FF9. Yes, you can race as Steiner. I know Mario Kart 8 is the go-to kart racer on the Switch, but it's nice to see another kart racer, a returning series, come back. This comes out on March 10th too. Here is another nice surprise coming out on March 17th. And that's Persona 4 Arena Ultimax coming out for the Switch. This was such a nice fighting game on the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 that came out years ago. I'm glad to see it's not lost to time. It gets a second chance at life. Even if you're not a Persona fan, or a fan of that series, this is a fighting game to look out for. If you're a fighting game fan, you should give this a shot. It is really, really good. I'm all for more fighting games on the Nintendo Switch, so it's just great to see this back, and it's great to see it on the platform. WRC 10 comes out on March 17th as well, and this is, I believe, the third WRC game for the Switch. These are simulation rally games, and the series does have its fans. I kind of find the series pretty hardcore myself, and that honestly is probably the attraction to certain people who really love these games. I mean, they are not the easiest games. I'm always curious to see how a racing game performs on the console. The Switch has a lot of good racing games, so hopefully this is a good release. The other ones are pretty solid for the Switch, so hopefully this meets or exceeds those expectations. RPG fans, you thought you were safe, didn't ya? Nope! There's another RPG coming out. This is on March 22nd. Rune Factory 5 comes out to the Switch. This is a game that a lot of people have been waiting for a long time. It's been a long time since Rune Factory 4 came out. I think it was 2013. Yeah, they did update a port for the Switch a few years ago, but yeah, this is finally a brand new release. If you're not aware what Rune Factory is about, well, think about Harvest Moon and apply it to like a JRPG setting, an action RPG setting. In this case, you're able to farm and tame monsters. The previous games in the series offered hours and hours and hours of gameplay, and I expect no less with this release. I'm looking forward to this one when this comes out. But the game I'm probably most looking forward to on this list is Kirby and the Forgotten Land. That comes out on March 25th. That's not long from now. 2 months. I'm a huge Kirby fan, and this is the Kirby game I've dreamed about since the Nintendo GameCube. For older gamers, you probably remember that Nintendo at one point wanted to make a 3D Kirby game for the Nintendo GameCube, and those plans got scrapped. Well, after all those years, finally Nintendo is making a 3D platformer for Kirby. It is going to be so awesome. I cannot wait. I want to play this now. This is, for Kirby fans, this is your Metroid Dread. I know for Metroid fans, they waited so long for Metroid Dread to be a realization, to finally come to fruition. Well, for Kirby fans, after all these years, you're getting a 3D platformer. It is going to be awesome. And the last game to talk about today is actually LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga. This got delayed until April 5th. This game will actually adapt all 9 stories, all 9 movies in the Star Wars series. So judging by that alone, this is going to be a pretty lengthy game. That's a lot to cover in one video game. If you're a fan of the LEGO series, I expect no different from this one in terms of quality. I expect a really good release here. Unfortunately, there's been a bit of developer crunch, just for you guys to be aware. And that meant the developers really had to put in a lot of hours for this game. And kind of makes me sad that they kind of crunched them so hard to put this game out. Hopefully Telltale Games and Warner Brothers does better next time when they have a situation like this. But anyway, this should be a major game for April, the beginning of April. It should be a major release for LEGO fans, so it's definitely one to put on your radar. Oh my goodness, there is so many games. That's the end of the list, and that only takes us to April 5th of this year. My wallet is already crying. Anyway, I'm curious, what games are you guys looking forward to coming out? Let me know in the comments down below. Was there some games I missed that you feel people should look out for? List them in the comments down below too. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. It lets me know that you appreciate it. And if you're not a subscriber, well, you should be. I post new videos each and every week, and you definitely don't want to miss a single video. Anyway, I want to give a shout out to my Patreon members. Thank you for your continued support. Your Patreon pledges really help me out. If you'd like to additionally support this channel, check out the link on screen right now, or in the description box down below. But that leads us to the end here. The quiet season is now over for the Switch. Get ready, gamers. It's going to be a busy year. With that said, thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you next time.